Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm DAMIA. I will explain about outer table. The one-to-many relationship between author and manuscript implies that one author can submit many manuscripts, but each manuscript can be submitted by only one author.
Okay, manuscript can be submitted by many authors, and for the entity issue of journal, manuscript can be contain only one issue of journal, and for the reviewer, manuscript can be reviewed by many reviewers.
Issue of journal can contain one to many manuscripts, and the manuscript can be contained by only one issue of journal.
Hello, my name is SYAHIRAH binti AMURAD 291341. So today I'm gonna walk you through a simple relational database model. So, as you can see, the first table is the reviewer table. This table captures information about individual reviewing a manuscript. The primary key for this table is reviewer ID. Moving on, we have the review table. This table stores detail about the reviews submitted for manuscript. The primary key for this table is review ID. Next up is the manuscript table. It holds information about the manuscript themselves. The primary key for this table is manuscript ID. Now onto the relationship. For the reviewer and manuscript table, the relationship is 3 to many reviewer review 1 to many manuscript. Meanwhile, for the reviewer and review table, we will make an assumption that one reviewer can review one or many reviews. Thus, it will be one and only one reviewer provide one to many reviews.
From the ERD, we identify that table author and table manuscript is many-to-many. To handle many-to-many relationship, we will combine these two tables become author manuscript. Author manuscript table will create link to the primary key from both tables. Its primary key is composed of two foreign keys, which are author ID and manuscript ID. To ensure referential integrity by referencing the primary key of the author and manuscript table. This shows that author ID in author manuscript table is a foreign key that references the author ID in author table to give relationship between author and manuscript. While manuscript ID in author manuscript is a foreign key references in manuscript table to link author with a specific manuscript.
For the table manuscript, the primary key is manuscript ID. For the foreign key is issue code. This means that issue code column in the manuscript table is a foreign key that refers to the issue code column in the issue of journal table. The foreign key issue code in the manuscript table establishes a relationship with issue code journal table, linking manuscript to the specific issue of the journal and maintaining referential integrity between the two tables.
The reviewer manuscript relational model streamlines the connection between reviewers and manuscript in database. In the reviewer manuscript table, the composite primary key of reviewer ID and manuscript ID ensures a unique record identification. Two foreign keys link to the manuscript and reviewers table, maintaining referential integrity. The relational model describes the indicative of a many-to-many relationship between two entities, which is reviewers and manuscript. This model is manifested through the reviewer manuscript table, featuring a composite primary key consisting of reviewer ID and manuscript ID. To represent the integrated many-to-many relationship between reviewers and manuscript, the reviewer manuscript table serves as an intermediate entity. Each record in the reviewer manuscript table establishes a connection between a reviewer and a manuscript. The composite primary key comprising a reviewer ID and manuscript.
The review ID serves as the primary key for the review table. This means each record in the table has a unique identifier review ID, which is used to distinguish one review from another. The reviewer ID in the review table is a foreign key that establishes a relationship with the reviewer table. This foreign key references the reviewer ID in the review table. It implies that the value in the reviewer ID of the review table must correspond to value existing in the reviewer ID of the reviewer table. This connection helps link reviews to specific reviewer.
This is a subquery used to find reviews that have been made only on 2023. Now, let's break down the SQL. In the first part, we will select only 3 columns to show, which is Reviewer, Data Received ID, and Reviewer ID. This is because we want to know which manuscript from the year 2023 got reviewed and who reviewed it. Next, the subquery select Reviewer ID from the Reviewer table filters. The result include only those where the year of 2023 using the year function. We use the where to filter the result to include only those reviews whose reviewer ID is found in the set of reviewer ID obtained from the subquery. In other words, it selects reviewers made by a reviewer who are found in the set of reviewers from the years 2023. So the function of this query for us owner is to retrieve information about reviews including reviewer, data received, and reviewer ID from the table review, but only for those reviewers who made reviews in the year 2023.
For this multi-table query, number 1 is for understanding reviewer-author relationship. This query helps us figure out how reviewer and writers are connected by showing us which reviewer have read work from the certain author. This knowledge could be useful for research group, academic institution, or publisher. Knowing who reviewed a certain author work can help you understand how peer reviewer works and how experts are connected. Number 2 is for optimizing manuscript reviewer process. Checking the quality of reviewer is an important part of making sure that peer reviewer materials stay up to the high standard. It is important for academic journal, publisher, and other groups that rely on throughout reviewer methods to make sure the work they publish is reliable.
DAMIA again. Now, I will explain why we need aggregate in this report. Aggregate function is necessary because we want to summarize data and perform calculation on groups of row. For example, at the green line, you can see count reviewer manuscript.manuscript ID. This function is used to count the number of manuscript each reviewer has reviewed. Without aggregation, system will show me a count for each individual by row, but when using count with group by, we can obtain the count per reviewer. Next, I also use sum in my code. You can see from the line the sum review dot rating. I also line as yellow line to calculate total rating given by each reviewer. If I don't use aggregate function, the system will show me sum for each individual review, but with sum and group by, I will get the total rating per reviewer. I also want to mention about group by. Group by is essential for grouping the result based on certain column. Group by is crucial when you want to perform aggregate calculation within each group. That's all.
The query drop view if exists high average manuscript by years is used to delete the view name high average manuscript by year from the database, but only if it exists. The owner may need to do this to regularly remove unused or outdated objects such as view in order to keep the database tidy, because the view data is temporary view and no longer to use.